Screen picture.
Yeah.
Live.
Yep, we are.
Can you tell me that? There's a secret you have a phone charger. Man, I'm glad it's almost Friday. It's been hot, long. How's yours been? Got big plans for the weekend? The audio's working, right? Never actually know. Sometimes it does weird shit. Too much rain. Yeah, we could probably use some rain. Been raining all week or just today? Roger that. Yeah, it's hot, man. Humid. Been raining for 3 days. But it's supposed to rain today and yesterday and shit, and it never rained. As long as it's nice on the weekend. I guess I wouldn't even mind a little rain if it kept it cool, but imagine it was probably hot and humid for you. Rain just made the humidity worse. Gotta love summer, man. You know, middle of winter, I always tell myself it'd be better to be hot than cold, and sometimes I don't really know. Either way pretty well sucks. But that's alright. Push through it, right? Fall for me is always kind of like depressing. I like it. The weather's nice, but I like spring more. You know, in the fall, the air is cold, but the ground is still warm, so you get that like cool breeze. Um, that's an Aero Precision lower. It's a Stag Arms left-handed bolt carrier and receiver, and it's a Cryocean barrel. Nothing fancy. It's hard to keep shit interesting when you know you use a small table. Tim Bob, how are you doing? I appreciate you stopping in, saying hi. Scarlett, I mean, clearly it sounds like you're turned on, so that's nice. 5.56. It's actually a 223 Wild chamber, so it shoots all right. It's a 1 in 8 twist, 10.3 inch barrel. It's got a Seekins adjustable gas block on it. It's got a Lantec Dragon for a muzzle brake. The whole grip. Chanson, how are you doing, man? How's your day going? You know, 5.56 is just one of them things. It's kind of an all-purpose thing, right? Tank misbehaving. I appreciate you stopping in. Do you have a 45 millimeter? What do you mean by 45 millimeter? Talking like a 45 ACP? Going great. Yeah, it's going all right. Try to get some hours in today. Really trying to do at least 2 lives a week. So, no, it's a Zastava M85. Arlo, how are you doing? I appreciate you stopping in, saying hi. No, I'm not going to give anything away. Days like today when I bust my ass all day and I'm hot and sweaty is the exact reason I never give anything away. You're from South Africa? There you go. Bacon? Yeah, they're real, man. I have lots of Glocks. I think we're up to. Plus, there's a Glock build on the table. It says Safari upper with the name surplus barrel. But yeah, I got Glocks. I got lots of them. I don't know what Jason you're trying to say. At least spell it correctly. I don't. Which one? Give me one. Not. Yeah, I'm not giving anything away, man. I work too hard for what I have. That's fine. You can hate me. A lot of people do. Buy a Tokarev, man, reminds me of Kosovo when I was a kid. Well, why don't you buy one? I have no reason to buy one. Because you have a gun amusement park and I only have one. Hey, Brandy, you know what you do, though? Go to the channel. If you think seeing guns is cool, we have videos where we're doing a POV, like a first-person view. You might find that stuff kind of interesting. No, Steve-O, we do not sell firearms. Well, it's nice to be number one, Jason. So make sure you double tap that screen, right? People only hate who they're. They do. It doesn't bother me. You know, it's always the same type of people. We got the airsofters, the gamer kids, and the Canadians. It's always one of them three people that are giving you a lot of hate. Yeah. No, it's not a gold Beretta. It's a Gerson MC Deluxe. Nothing is free, taint. Nothing at all. Explore the fun. I mean, if you're gonna jump in here, at least say hi. So, I can't stand Canada either. It's a bunch of liberals, dude. Some of them are all right, but FV stands for Fox Valley. What's that thing that's black with a scope? It looks cool. I'm not sure what thing. There's an EOTech with a magnifier, then there's a Tactical Sport Orange with a Vortex on it. The revolver on the bottom is a single 6 convertible, so it's got 2 cylinders, 2 caliber options. Running the KR103, had it about a year, and finally got it set up the way you want. Well, tell me about your setup. Yeah, NT1, I think we know. I'll say this, I'm not going to be derogatory towards anybody because there's some really cool people we've met along the way. Rhodes, I doubt you're a liberal. I mean, you might be, but I doubt it. You sure don't seem like it anyway. Where do you live? I live in America. That guy, how are you doing, man? I'm glad you stopped in. At top, next to the pistol, which is next to the... very on top, it's a EOTech optic, and it's got a magnifier behind it. So you flip to the side. I think that's a 4-power magnifier, a 4X. What's the best truck gun in your opinion? AK or Draco possibly? I think everybody would have a different idea. Maybe it depends where you live, what types of things you're prepared for. But never put anything in your vehicle that you aren't willing to lose. That's a big thing, right? You know, if you live up north and, you know, a bear or a moose could be the issue that you have to be concerned about, that would be a little different than living in Chicago, right? So, no offense, you ain't hitting nothing with that. I'm not sure if you're talking to me or not, but we run the AR in competition. We shoot that in PCSL, so I definitely connect with that. The AK pistol, you know, I have a brace and shit for it. We took it off and I've never put it back on. What's the best small gun to carry around? Glock 26. Can't go wrong with Glock 26. Vickers sling, regulate mount, Trijicon, MRO, ALG trigger. That's a good setup. That should run pretty good. You need to get the adjustable gas system for it then. Off the top of my head, I'm forgetting the name, but everybody knows what it is. Surefire Scout. There you go. Sounds like a good setup. Carry a 300 Blackout. Rambo. No, not you. Oh, we're good. You so cool guns. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Double tap that screen for me. It goes for everybody here. What do you think about the KSG? The KSG, you know, if they designed it so that it would automatically switch sides when it was empty versus going to a dry chamber, I would like it more. It's an interesting firearm. It's an interesting pump action shotgun to play with, but realistically, I don't know, it's kind of a niche thing, you know. Look at this, look at the cylinder, whoa, look at the cylinders on that one. There you go. Don't get too excited. Save a little for the end. You have anything bigger than you can show us? I do on the channel. I have a 50 BMG. That should pretty well settle got something bigger. I'm a dip bacon. All right, man. I appreciate. Hey, do me a favor before you go double tap that screen. Jose, nope, we don't sell firearms, man. So bacon, I appreciate it, man. Check out the channel. Check out some of the first-person views. Pretty cool. J-Dog, what's shaking with you, man? How are you doing? You own a KSG and love it? I mean, it's an interesting firearm. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact, well, number one, it's slow to reload. There's no way around that. And number two, if you're not counting rounds and to get that click, that kind of sucks. It'd be nice if it would automatically switch over to the other cylinder. I have a Glock 26 Amazing Carry gun. I'm rocking my G45 from my EDC, but I think I want to downsize measure. I carry a Glock 26 every day. That's been my main carry gun for about 25 years. So you carry a Glock 30 single stack. I think that's what SF is, right? The single stack, small frame. I'm very jelly of you because of the real deal 50. Yeah, man, it was a grail item. I mean, it was just something that I think all of us would like to have, and I actually regret not buying it years ago because it was a whole lot cheaper, you know. Shockwave 590. I don't have a 590, but we have the TAC 14, and I'll tell you this, it is fun to play with. It's cool to hip fire it. It's like interesting. You put some milk jugs out or something to shoot at, and it's kind of fun to hip fire. I won't lie to you, you know. For a home defense gun or personal defense gun, if it had a stock, it'd be awesome. But without a stock, it's kind of a thing, you know. I'll be back. I'm checking out your channel. All right, man, check it out. Dr. Def, they are real. Can I ask some questions? Absolutely. Ask away. Curie, goddamn. You got a Beretta semi out. I do have a Beretta. That's not a Beretta on the table, but I do have a Beretta. It's a fun range toy, and we got a smiley face. Y'all be sure to double tap that screen. Help the channel out. Consider subscribing. Or not. It doesn't matter. But either way, if you're here just chilling in the background, say what's up. So, what do you think about the Glock 43X compact? Just the regular Glock 43X, right? That's, I assume, what you're asking about. I have two of the 43Xs, and if you add the Radian Ramjet, that's a badass setup. Badass setup. But the bone stock 43X is kind of, I don't know. It's snappy. The polymer in the grip is flimsy, so you can feel it flex. So I don't find it to be any more accurate than the 26, but everybody's got kind of their own thing, you know. Any knives? If you do, what do you recommend? I don't know. I'm not a dude that's going to spend $500 on a knife, so I like Boker. I like CRKT. Kershaw, if it's the American-made Kershaw. And are probably my go-to. I don't spend a lot of money on pocket knives. So, Kurt, I appreciate you. The compact is more for the concealed carry. Yeah, that's the thing, you know. Just like the 26, there's a lot of options that maybe would be better if you were intending on getting in a gunfight, right? But to have something on you that's small, thin, and light means you probably have it on you, and that's what matters.
I think most people have something that's small and thin on them.
Yeah, most of us have something small and thin. Hi there, I'm Dex from South Africa. Sorry for me asking, but there's those. Yes, they're real, man. 100%. Check out the channel if you wanna see them. What do you think about atheists? Well, I don't know. You know, I grew up with religion, so you know, if anybody questions God, you just have to sit down someplace alone and quiet and ask questions, and you'll hear answers. That could be the multiple personalities, you know, or the schizophrenia. But hey, you know, God, schizophrenia, psycho disorders, whatever. It's all the same. You carry even at work. I wish I could carry at work, but we can't. But it's a dumb question. Should trans people arm themselves for self-defense only because I get weird responses? I'm gonna say this, right? I don't think people that are mentally ill should necessarily have access to firearms. If we know somebody's schizophrenic, should they be given a firearm? Probably not. I think they should probably seek medical attention and get that disorder under control. You know, it's pretty hard to make decisions in life as it is, with some of the most basic, simple answers being right there and not knowing the difference. You know?
Fair response.
Yeah. I was trying to sidestep that in a nice way.
I mean, if it's a guy that wants to be a chick, they should just appendix carry a SIG P320.
Yeah, if it's a dude that wants to be a chick, just go buy a SIG 320, appendix carry it. Hey, problem solved. You heard what I said. So, you know, I heard a guy, we were talking, and he was talking about trans people. And he said, you know, trans people going in a woman's bathroom is wrong. We don't care if it's a woman or a dude that thinks they're whatever. No guy's going to be at a urinal and be offended if some trans girl comes up and pulls out a pee funnel and starts pissing in the urinal. That's fine, right? I am offended to have some dude thinking he's a chick going into the bathroom with girls. That's offensive. So they want to be trans, that's cool. They can all use the men's bathroom. Are those 550s? I don't know what 550s you're talking about. So, you know, let's be honest too. I think a lot of the trans stuff is people's way of, yeah, they're 50 BMG rounds. I think it's their way of not being gay. For whatever reason, it's cool to be a trans person, but it's not cool to be gay. But let me ask you this. If you have a chick that thinks she's a dude, but still likes dude, is that not gay? If you have a dude that thinks he's a chick, but he likes chicks, that's still gay. They're gay. Just admit you're gay and move on. Ammo. My Gammo is here. Oh, yeah. 6 o'clock's my carry. Opinions on that. It's slow. You know, somewhere between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock is probably the fastest draws. Gammo, it's arrived. Gammo. Might have to get you some Gammo air rifles or something. But Gammo, we've all arrived. I just beat you to it. Be a Tager is being gay. Trends are the new gang. Yeah. It's, you know, it's a mental disorder. I'm not gonna lie, it's a mental disorder. A lot of that stuff is. You know, up until what 5 years ago, 8 years ago, it was called identity disorder, and people were prescribed medications. You know, I mean, think about it. You have something that's arguing with a doctor. I'm a girl. No, you have the plumbing of a man. You are a man, and vice versa with the other one. I mean, unless it's a very large clitoris, which I'm sure we've all seen pictures of them. You know, a dick's a dick. Period. You know. But nobody wants to be gay. They want to be special. I think that's people's way of being special. Like when I was a kid, the big thing, if you wanted to be special and outcast, you know, you'd have the goth people, or you'd have the punk people, or you'd have the hot white chicks dating the black dudes. You know, they had to be different and special. And then it just progressed from there. Everybody thinks that they want to be something different, you know. You can be whatever you want, but it's not good for you. We're born with either X or Y chromosome, so that is what you are. Yeah, I mean, people just don't know how to be who they are anymore, you know. Rather than, you know, accepting themselves, they want to feel that they can be whatever you want and be special. Everybody's special, you know, everybody. And I do mean like the special way, not like, oh, you're so special. No, we're all a little special. Yeah, John, or Jonah, I'm saying, Joanne. Sorry, I'm saying your name like 10 different ways. Yeah, we shoot almost every weekend, man. FKN Jolly, it's been a while since I've seen you. How are you doing, man? Yeah, it's pretty simple. You know, pretty simple. What did you name the title anyway?
Whatever it was that you told me.
You can call me Dex. All right, Dex. I'm good, been better, but good.
So just keep your socks on.
Keep your socks on.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
keep your socks on.
That's good, man. We just got to keep on doing, right? Sam Moore, how are you doing, man? Good to see you here. Gay bathhouses. I don't know if that's asking where one is, or if you're asking. I'm so confused right now.
Aren't we all?
Have you seen Tactical Girlfriend's YouTube channel? I haven't. Pull it up, Gage. Yeah, Sam, how are you, man? How's the weather in Tennessee? It's hot as fuck here, dude. Brian, 50 cal. The 50 BMG rounds, yep. If you want to see 50 cal, you can go to the channel. We got one. We got a cool one, too. You know, there's no getting around a Barrett's badass. You'd be surprised how many non-gun people I've gotten to shoot that gun just because it's a 50 cal. Can you pick that box up, please? And the shit that goes inside of it. She shows gun drill. She's awesome. She got a lot of subscribers. Save that. We'll pull it up later. I would have to actually click into some of her content. I don't know if I've actually seen it or not. I looked at the first six videos that showed up. I didn't recognize them, but I'm not saying I haven't checked out the channel. I don't know for sure. Brian, what's going on? How are you doing? That AR got nice bung holes. Yeah, it's got nice bung holes. That's a Troy Industries battle forearm. Them are rubber inserts. So if you guys shoot guns, ARs get hot. You can run mag after mag on full auto in that and not burn your hand. That's the purpose of them inserts. It's a Aero Precision lower with a Stag Arms bolt carrier and bolt with a Cryocean barrel. Yeah, I know she's all about safety and talks about the type of thing probably up your alley. Yeah. Young boy, they are real. They are real. Yeah, it's 5.56. It's a 223 wild chamber, so you can shoot 5.56 or 223. 1 and 8 twist. It's got a Sequence Precision gas block on adjustable gas block. It's 10.3 inch barrel, Landtech Dragon on it, the EOTech with a Vortex magnifier, 4x magnifier, and a whole grip. So, no, it's not a Draco, it's a Zastava M85. I'm a safety Sammy. Now I'm lying beyond safe with Buck, no tree safe. You know, I'd be lying if I said I never shot down a tree. Because we used to. I mean, I was a farm kid, man. We shot all kinds of shit we shouldn't have. You know? But being older, I try to show a good image, you know, but we still do things sometimes we probably shouldn't. But I do try to minimize the risk, and the older I get, the more I realize life is really fragile and things happen really, really fast, you know. You have a palmetto upper, 8-inch, having under gas issues. I need to adjust. Well, if it's under gas, adjustable gas block isn't going to help it. But a lot of times you can go in there and drill out the gas port. What kind of revolver? That's a single 6 Ruger convertible. Mr. Who Cares? I appreciate you, man. You guys be sure to double tap that screen. I probably don't say it enough, but man, it really helps out the channel when you do that. What's the biggest gun you ever shot in your lifetime? I think anything past 50 BMG starts getting into more of it's no longer considered like a gun, right? So 50 BMG is the largest rifle I've shot. But we've shot 20 millimeter, we've shot 30 millimeter, and so on. You're welcome. I appreciate it, man. Young boy, they wouldn't take mine at the sawmill. No, they probably. You know, though, have you guys ever seen a house or a bar that had boards that had bullets in them? You know. And honestly, a lead bullet, an all lead bullet, isn't that hard on a saw. The copper jackets, though, or the steel cores, like you use, Sam. Yeah, it would destroy the saw. Turn them down. So we had a tree fall down when my mom still was alive. We had a area that got quarried out of the side of a hill and made a great range, and we didn't do a lot of shooting there, but it was like in the winter time or when I want to go spend time with my mom, we'd go out there. Patriot Arms, how are you doing, man? I hope you're doing good. But a tree got knocked down in the storm and it like blocked half that range. And dude, we shot, and it was a big oak tree, man. And we shot on that thing for years until we finally cut through it. And we were like determined, you know. We weren't shooting, 22s at it. We were shooting big boy shit. It was just a big ass tree. We finally finished it off with a bunch of tannerite. So, I'm good. You know, it's end of the day. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow's Friday. That's good. Shoot on Sunday, but it's hot. I'm tired. Probably a little dehydrated. But I'm home at least in the AC. I'm hungry as fuck, so I'm gonna eat something here in a minute. So, about to get back to work. Much love to you and the fam. Sending my best from me in Tennessee. I appreciate you, Sam. You're always a good guy to catch. So, stay cool, man. Stay hydrated. I send you the same wishes back to your family. So, well, Patriot, what's good with you? Any plans for the weekend? Yeah, everybody double tap that screen, man. You gotta get more of that. Stuff really helps when people hit that. You know, it really helps feed that algorithm. What do we got on there? I can't even see it. Oh, anything going on today?
19.
Is it?
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Double tap that screen. Don't be
33
scared.
likes.
Do you have a Desert Eagle? I do. I think we had it out in the last live. I got an old school one. Mine was still an Israeli made. What's the story with the rattlesnake statue? My oldest made that in school, like, fuck, dude, probably, I don't know, 18 years ago. It's been sitting on my entertainment stand since. Mine is, I have both barrels, so I can shoot 50 AE and I can shoot the 44 Magnum. Hey, FE, do you have YouTube up on something else? I posted my first gun. My kid does. Go on Don J there, pull his channel. Subscribe to him too. Working on the house this weekend, hopefully go to the range. There you go. Patriot, just remember, man, you know, YouTube is up and down. Don't ever let the down times spoil you. You know, sometimes you're just putting stuff out for the people that you know, right? This is my favorite pistol. What's your favorite pistol? The Desert Eagle? You have a 50? We don't even really shoot the 50. I'll be honest, it does nothing for me. I like the 44. That's a good time, depending on what load we're putting in it. I mean, it's not horrible. I shot a bubble barrel shotgun when I was 16. Then I fell on my ass. A double barrel, I assume you meant. Double barrel. I'm already 46 years old. That was a fun time. Oh, get out and do some more shooting. I mean, you can have guns in South Africa, can't you? Mm-hmm. That's where you said you were from, right? South Africa? What uppers on the AR build? It's a Stag Arms receiver and it's a Stag Arms bolt carrier, left-handed of course, with a Cryoshin barrel. No, I haven't shot a 45-70 revolver. I'm not one for punishing myself anymore. You know, I've broken my hands several times, bones in my hands, and I've had carpal tunnel surgery. So I don't mind shooting 44, but anything much past that, it just, I don't know, it doesn't do much for me. So 44 is your second favorite. 44 is a good cartridge. You can do a lot with it. I will say I'm not a fan of the 44 Magnum in like a Rossi lever action. I should have got that at 357. That would have been a little more fun. Jesus, what is that? Are you American? No, dude. I'm Canadian. Can't you tell by the accent? Kind of offended that you would think I'm American. Yeah, I know, probably should have kept posting, but I've been busy and decided to take a break. It's alright, man. Everybody does it. When in doubt, Patriot, green screen videos. Keep that channel alive. Just green screen. There's nothing wrong with it. I watched my buddy do it and smacked him in the face. Yeah. That's, like I said, I would watch somebody else do it and I wouldn't talk them out of it, but would I want to do it? No, not really. I mean, now if everybody else did, would I have to? Yeah, I would. But, you know, and I will admit, you know, stuff like that, part of the fun of it is the recoil and the concussion, and that's what makes them big bore guns fun, you know. But, you know, it's kind of funny. You see people, they'll load 1 or 2 rounds in them, and that's it, you know, for good reason. It's a Gersan MC Deluxe. You own a 47 lever gun? Which one do you have? I've intended on buying one a few times. Last time I was going to purchase one was when I bought my Thompson. Then an MK14. I was asked one time in the shop I deal with what types of things I'd like to see in their store, and I had mentioned the Thompson. And so when we went in there to buy the 4570, he had a Thompson sitting there, and I felt kind of guilty because he's like, "Oh, did you see what we got in for you?" Well, you didn't get it in for me, but then I kind of, learn to answer cautiously because, like me shooting 100 rounds of 270 Win long range on a number 7 rifle, then my shoulder's fucked for a week, black and blue. Yeah, that's, there's things that are fun to shoot. Big bore rifles can be fun. Like I have a 300 short mag. That's fun for 5-6 rounds offhand, but you shoot a couple rounds to zero the gun, and you don't want to shoot it from a bench because it hurts. It drives your elbow through the top, and it hurts. Smith & Wesson 1854. That's badass. Did you pull up that channel like I said?
Yeah.
Can I see it, please? Over there looking at emo porn. Choke up the computer too. So Don J, are you still here? Oh, you got a Canic. Black and white cow looking Canic. That's interesting. No, that's not a Canic. That's the, I should have read it. I thought it was a Canic. I apologize for that. That's the Stifler manufacturing SM19. I should have read it. Use it for hunting. I went to Alaska for the moose hunting trip. Best time of your life. What did it cost you to go up there for the trip? Yeah, man. Click on this channel. Unless you're not talking to me. Click in the channel, watch the shorts. You see all kinds of, that's like 99% of our footage is us out shooting guns. Lives are guns on a table. I think probably 95% of the footage on the channel is all shooting. 13,000 or 1,300. Well, he's got a couple of videos of the Stifler slide. And he's got crabs. 13. Did you have a guide or did you self-guide? Yeah, I'll have to, when I can turn the volume on, if I turn the volume on like a phone right now and the camera picks it up, a lot of times they'll kick my live. I actually got a community guideline strike. It was like my second or third live I did. I had the TV on so I could hear the audio, and my camera picked up the TV audio and it gave me a strike on my own video. On my own live, I got a strike for copyright infringement on my own shit. So we don't ever play music. We don't ever watch other videos or something. It was a really gay way to get a strike, and I lost the appeal. They stuck me. Definitely don't want to get lost out there in Alaska. Not somewhere you want to be out on your own. There you go. How much meat did you end up with? And I'd imagine you went to Alaska. Did you get the head mounted? Patriot, I don't think it is. He kind of backpedaled on it. So one day he said they would contact me and we would have one, and the next day he said everything was on hold, which is okay, man. Make your money, you know what I mean? But I was hoping to have one to review. It was funny because when we went to GunCon, we talked with AIM Surplus, and they wanted to give us some barrels and some slides to test, and I turned them down because we were trying to work with Stifler. And when that kind of fell through, we went ahead and contacted Aimpoint. They sent us that Safari slide. They sent us a barrel, and there's some other barrels on the way. So we'll have, for test, we'll have that slide, we'll have the ported barrel, we'll have a ported threaded barrel, a standard barrel, and just a threaded barrel. So we can put comps on and do some testing across the board. So, I'd like to buy a Beretta 92 compact. Any advice you can give me on that? Is it any good? I'm not the one to be able to answer that. I'm left-handed, so I don't shoot that platform very much. It's kind of an awkward gun for a left-handed person to shoot. About Patriot Arms, he's got, oh man, I can't even remember the brand of that. I know it's a 380. But check out his channel. He's got some reviews. Is that a T-Sauce or a? I really can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Maybe it's a Gerson. So, Lexi Rose. Yeah, they're real. Gerson. So I was close. Fuck. Gerson's an interesting company. You know, they're making clones, but like their Beretta clones are licensed and they're a NATO accepted firearm. So I don't think they're junk by any means. Why don't you have the greatest handgun ever made in there? So the SIG P320 I gave to my ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend with an appendix holster. So SIG 320 is the firearm you give your ex. See if SIG would just get on board and they could start marketing them firearms. How many firearms do you think they would sell? How many SIG 320s do you think they would sell if they said, this is the gun you buy your girlfriend's or your wife's new lover? Everybody'd buy one for them. Here, buddy, congratulations on banging my wife. Bought you a firearm. Christ is King. I'm out, you're crazy. Alright, man. Hey, now I know what to give my ex-wife. Absolutely. I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Sooner or later, you're going to get that phone call like, guess what happened? But, you know, part of the problem with the 320, everybody has their theory. But they adapted a gun that was hammer fired to fire with a striker. The SIG 320s are still single action firearms. Everybody thinks they're like a Glock because they're striker fired. They're not. They're single action, you know? So, that's, for that reason, I was never a fan of a 320. That's, you know what we need your mom to get is some, like, pizza rolls.
I have chicken legs put in right now.
Good. I'm fucking hungry, dude. I could eat the asshole out of a dead skunk.
Does it have to be dead?
Well, it doesn't have to be dead. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm not a real big Canik guy. So they have really nice triggers. I can't argue that. Caniks have great triggers. They really do. As far as the firearms go, you know, maybe if I were just starting to get into firearms, I could see the benefit of Caniks. They come in at a great price point. But Canik wasn't even a thing when I started buying guns. I bought a lot of Glocks, you know, I bought a lot of CZs and so forth. So Canik, it doesn't really offer something. It doesn't bring something to the table for me. Where other people that maybe don't have Glocks or other things, that would be a good place for them to start. Yeah, I remember telling you about that, Patriot. They do not like flat nose bullets, and hollow points are flat nose. There's a lot of things that get called a Glock killer. Like I said, they come in at a good price point. They're flashy. They offer a lot of value for the money. You know, I think I would buy a Sig over something like a Hellcat, or not a Sig. I'm sorry, a Canic over like a Hellcat. But Papa, how are you, man? How are the grandbabies doing? Surprised you didn't do a live today. I looked for it at work. I didn't see it. So you can open that computer like I asked. My buddy got the new Bodyguard 2, amazing ergonomics, but won't feed flat those bullets. Mechanic was used by special forces in the Turkish military. It could be. I mean, good, just got home. LOL. I did one hell of a live at 1 a.m. Well, at 1 a.m. that tells me I got another hour to sleep, so I'm not watching lives at 1 a.m. So like I said, you know, I don't know. When the first Canics came into the country, they were being imported by Century Arms. I think they still import them. But we looked at them, and even then, everybody was, you know, we're all awestruck over the trigger, and I don't know. It's different than what I'm used to. So, been on the road all day doing business all day. There you go. Juggalo Ice. All guns are real, right? No, they're all real. If you want to see them being shot, go to the channel, man. I woke up due bad storms, couldn't get back to sleep, so went live. That's alright. You know what a good gun is? The Sig X M7 battle rifle. Yeah, they're having issues with them too. I think more ammo related than anything, but they're I mean, you gotta have innovation. I like the MPXs. I like the MCXs. I don't own any, but I do like them. I'm cheap. I don't want to spend them. I had some with mine when I was in the Marines. Yeah. How long ago did you serve? Years. There you go. Did you have? That was. You should have had an HK416 too, wasn't that the their issued carbine? I'm just gonna stay away from SIG until they own up to their mistakes and get it figured out. I agree, but you know that's you. You've heard me for a long time. I've said the same thing been saying it for years, you know. I think it's funny, a lot of people, you know, 9 months ago were arguing with me and telling me how bogus I was for it. Now they're all on YouTube doing videos about it. So, all cool, but LOL, just a thought, should we be worried about people who has, like, more than enough guns? Like, sure, 2 persons. So let me say this. Why would you be worried about me? Clearly I work. Clearly I'm a contributing member of society. Clearly I'm not doing anything bad with them. So why would you worry about the guy that owns a bunch of firearms and shoots them and enjoys them versus somebody else? Sounds like you should maybe pick other things to worry about. So let me guess, you're in Canada, maybe Britain. Where are you from? Yeah, I have 4 full safes. So I need another safe, but so funny the SIG fanboys are crying out. You know, I think it's funny that all these SIG fanboys are jumping on the we hate Sig now game. You know, you guys owned it. You knew what it was. You knew there was problems, and you still went out and bought it. So just consider it. Buy an appendix holster. Have it the first step of your transition. You know, I don't need a license for any of it. So, are those registered? I don't need to register firearms in the state I live. So, no. No to any special license in it, no to registration. Will you grab me a piece of paper towel, please? I need a license to hunt. I need a license to drive. I need a license for my dog. But I don't need a license for those. My High Point is registered in your name. Well, you probably live in a communist state that forces that. Fortunately, I live in a free state.
Possibly like California.
Clearly, but just wondering why, like more than enough, why not personal fave and a. Well, go to the channel, and questions will be answered.
Or Illinoisans.
You know, we shoot competitions. We're competitive shooters. You know, I have a small wiener, so it makes me feel good about myself. Don't get me started on fish and game license. Yeah, fishing, fucking. Yeah, let's not start that trap either. Yeah, they own everything. So I don't necessarily agree with what they do either or how they do it, you know. But it's government, man. If government can tax you, it's they're gonna do it. Dude from Canada, absolutely he's from Canada. Or vehicle tags. Vehicle tags are pretty gay too. Tax my paycheck to pay the force, then require a fee to use those. Hey man, they tax your income, they tax your property you own, they tax your vehicles every year. Then you go and buy stuff and they tax you for that. You know, realistically, about 60 to 70% of your income goes in straight taxes. That's the truth. LOL, I'm over the ocean. I'm from Estonia. Yeah.
They're African country.
No, Estonia's Europe. Look it up. Taxation is absolutely theft. I agree.
Yeah, maybe it is.
And if they want to say it's not theft, right? So I buy my house. Why am I paying the government a mortgage on it? You know, it's forced. Yeah, it's shyster as fuck. I'm thinking of only carried hammer fired. Hammer fired guns have an advantage in which you have a double strike capability on a cartridge. So if a cartridge doesn't go bang, you can pull the trigger again. A lot of times it'll fire. Striker fired guns, single action guns don't have that. This country was founded on taxation, and we still have the same issues. Absolutely. We're paying for corrupt government, for people other places, you know. On your house, I agree. Yearly tax isn't right, man. You're taxing me for working and having something. You know, that's fucked up to me. So, you know, in the city I live in, they just started a wheel tax. So the city tax that they charge me on my property, you know, my property tax every year, that's not enough. Now, if I live in the city, I have to pay another $100 a year to have my vehicle registered. Not in the county, not in the state, but in the city limits of. And they do a shit. They're not doing nothing. They're saying it's for the roads, but the roads are fucking horrible. You know? They're not doing it for the roads. It's funny because they passed that tax, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, the city council voted themselves a raise. So let's tax you because we don't have enough money to maintain our utilities or our public roadways. Oh, now that that went through, yeah, we're gonna give ourselves a fucking 15% raise.
There's not in the fridge, though.
Put some in the fridge.
I did.
You have a Ruger SR 1911, purple body. I'm not sure what that is. I know what the SR 1911 is, but I didn't know they came in purple. You should see on federal wildfires they make handout money like candy. Our department makes bank, get new equipment and new trucks, all for 14 days of work, but then they don't have the money to fix a pothole. Yeah. Yeah, that's the gist of it here. They've been
Fixing the same 3 roads.
they've been fixing the same 3 roads since I was a kid. Custom made. What do you mean by purple body? Did you get a Cerakoted, Duracoated spray can? Did you get a PVD coating on it? Explain, I'm curious. You know what's funny is all these fucking city councilmen that voted the tax increase to improve the roads, not one of them 12 fucking cocksuckers lives in the city limits. Oxidized. Yeah, we need Chuck Norris. Who do you think would win in a fight, Chuck Norris or Jean-Claude Van Damme? My money's on Jean-Claude Van Damme. And if y'all don't know who he is, you're sad. The people should be the ones voting on whether they get... Yeah, they should. And the thing is like, nobody liked it. Nobody wanted it. And they did it anyway. I'm from South Park, Colorado. Yes, like the cartoon, 10K accurate at how our local governments work. Yeah. Or 10%, 10K percent accurate, yeah.
10,000% accurate.
They're fucking dirty, man.
Yeah.
They've been buying all kinds of property for years. Kind of like in the heart of the city. That used to be industrial, and as this industrial has closed down and moved, they've been buying this property. And now they started like the last, I don't know, maybe 6 years, they've been selling these properties off. And they're building housing developments, right? But they're building these house developments with deferred tax or no tax. And then they're not selling these properties to the developers. They're literally giving the properties away. So they're paying millions and millions and millions of dollars for these properties to give it away. And you're like, okay, cool, they're building some housing, right? But it's all fucking low-income housing. Like, fucking buku. You know? Just, it's sickening. You know? Fucking down the street from me, they decided they needed a hospital. So they're building a fucking hospital. So that's nice. My fucking property tax went up 100%. It doubled. It fucking doubled. I didn't ask for a fucking hospital. I don't need a hospital. You know, there's 2 hospitals already in the city, but that wasn't good enough. Chuck Norris does push-ups, doesn't push himself up, he pushes the earth down. So I would say I think Jean-Claude would school Chuck Norris.
His name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure who that is.
Van Damme, he was one of my favorites too. I like Chuck Norris, but I think I like Jean-Claude Van Damme. FE Ordnance, did you know they have bunkers for the rich for when shit hits? Absolutely they do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll sit out and go without, and they'll be living it up, man. That's life for the normal person, you know. Even Bruce Lee kicked Chuck Norris's ass. Sure did. Mason, what's going on with you? Hope you're staying hydrated, man. It's fucking hot out. Did you get that hay baled up? Did you know Chuck Norris was in the Star Wars movie? He was the Force. I mean, I always thought O.J. Simpson was the one to use force. Or not O.J. Simpson, I'm sorry, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. I got Mike Tyson and Bill Cosby were known to use the force too. I've met Chuck Norris at a martial arts tournament. Nice guy. Yeah, I've never met him. I've seen him, but I've never met him. But I mean, he just one of them dudes, right? FV should. The problem is I'm openly corrupt. I wouldn't lie to people and be like, oh, I'm gonna do this for you and that for you. I'm gonna look straight up, look at him and be like, no, I'm dirty, man. I'm gonna steal all your money. I'm gonna steal your property. You know, I'm too openly admit that. Just picked up a load in Oshkosh. I think it might actually be Oshkosh rear ends. Oh, that's hot.
So you probably want to buy it too.
Is it all axles or what?
And they just can hook you.
Yeah. Is there any honey mustard?
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Okay.
I didn't know you drove truck. So what's better on chicken nuggets? Barbecue sauce or honey mustard?
Or something else.
Honey mustard? Fantastic. Clean that up. Both? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Half on one side, half on the other. Hey, FE Ordnance, you want to know something kind of cool? At least I think my great-grandfather actually founded America. Explain, like, we have an 86 Oshkosh water 4K gallon tender. Oh, one of the water trucks, right? George Washington. You're related to George Washington? I mean, I'm not going to doubt it, but that's like impressive. None of the young firefighters can drive. It's a dual stick. Well, maybe you just need to start hiring the gay ones. They all know how to drive two sticks at one time. Way down the line. That's pretty cool. How did you find that out? Was that like always something you knew?
I guess it was probably one of the blood tests, the ancestry things.
I know they loaded the truck next to me with Oshkosh axles. I didn't look. Mine, I drive truck part-time for extra cash. There you go.
Yeah. The ancestry.
Where were you picking up? Mason. You went through Anna Street. There you go. That's kind of cool though, I'm not going to lie. I'm here, I'm just eating some chicken nuggets. I eat in the morning before I go to work. And then I work 10 and a half hours. And I don't eat at work. So when I get home, I'm hungry, man. Did you have any other people that you're related to that were like famous? They drop a drive shaft out. Really? Well, there's a reason for it. Your cousin is Ryan Upchurch. Have you ever met him? I'll be honest. If I could work straight through and get to leave earlier, I would do that. I really don't like having to take a lunch break. A lot of times I'm on the road, but if I'm not, I don't want to just sit for a half hour. I tell them don't start in first gear in 6x6 on steep grade. I have to fix that thing too often. Yeah. People don't know how to drive stick shifts anymore. Like my oldest, we taught him how to drive a manual, and his first car was actually a manual. But my middle son here, he ain't gonna learn how to drive a manual. You have a Johnny and June's bar here in the North Carolina. That's where I met him at. There you go. That'd be pretty cool. He seems like another dude that'd be pretty cool. No bullshit kind of guy. That trucks runs good. Fortnight's agents, 4K gallons of water is priceless on Wildman fires. Oh, I bet. What brand? What brand fire truck? It's an Oshkosh. There you go. Oshkosh makes great vehicles. I know who Ryan Upchurch is. I have some of his stuff. Don't ask me to start quoting it off the top of my head, but it's in playlists. So are them the newer? They're the ARF truck that you're using, right? You drive in the middle. Not gonna lie, the honey mustard and barbecue sauce is the mix. No, it's a standard cab. Is it an Oshkosh in it or is it a Pierce? Because all the fire trucks are ARF that are actually Oshkosh. They're ARF trucks. But Oshkosh owns Pierce. Oh, it's surplus? Alright. There you go. long live Tennessee. You know, Sam Moore, every time I read that too, I can picture you doing the eat. I'm not going to try to do it because I'm from Wisconsin, man. We don't do that. Wisconsin has a little slur to their words because it's like the drunkest state in the country.
It is. Not even Mike.
Yeah, Oshkosh bought Pierce, I don't know, 15 years ago, and they took the suspension that we had. It was called the TAC 4, and they started putting that on fire trucks, and they started using it on the MATVs. They got modified versions on the PLSs, LHSs, HIMARS. It's all kind of like similar. The HIMARS isn't, I'm sorry. Not the HIMARS. The LVADs. But we don't have many structure fires out here, just structure protect. There you go. I'm not real familiar with Colorado, so I'm not sure. Structure engines or BACA. I'm not familiar with BACA. I don't know what that means. Basically, for gas leaks, we get a lot. Right. Are there any more than nuggets?
No.
Fuck. I'm still hungry, dude.
That's
Huh?
Cookies and
I'm hungry, dude. The chat's glitching. Sorry. Is the live buffering? I think our internet's gotten shitty, but is it buffering?
No.
Oh.
Our internet though. It's bad.
Lauren, how are you doing?
Been a
Appreciate
while.
you stopping in. Yeah, it's been a little while. Did you get your holster? I think that's what you were waiting on, wasn't it? For your DWX? How's it holding up for you? I remember, I think the last time we were talking, you said you had it fixed. Live looks good. All right. Stream's fine, but when we send a chat, it sends before I'm done. Yeah. Good, my friends. I've had the holster things dream. DWX came back from CZ, also a dream. Right on, man. We were playing with ours, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. It's a nice gun. I would really like to see DWX come out with a like an island comped barrel for it. The whole setup, kind of like a Staccato does on the XC. That'd be pretty badass. How many rounds do you think you got through yours now? Wish there was less reciprocating mass in total. I've seen some people doing lightning cuts on them, where they're milling out part of the slide. What do you think about the level 3 lock and holster for everyday carry? I think something like that, if you're outside the pants carry, like just on your belt, probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But for me, I carry in waistband, so now people I ride with, they have retention holsters just in case they get in an accident, the gun don't go flying. You do both, yeah. Patriot, have you gotten that barrel put together yet? Is that a package for me? No? I was all excited, I got my knife. What'd you buy?
It's just
Crap.
pretty much power extension for it, essentially.
Yeah, I have a thing for them too. They're badass guns. Funny thing is people talk how they're the ones making them, and they're not. They do a DLC, and DLC, is it DLC? I think it's DLC they don't do in the country. I am familiar with Skip Guns. I was actually watching some of his stuff earlier. Since moving to the Roll Mountain, I carry outside waistband XTM 45 because we have a lot of Baron moves. Yeah, stuff like that makes sense. Cooking with Love, how are you doing, man? Glad you stopped by. I imagine you're at work. Hopefully you're staying cool and hydrated. Caught you for a second this morning and I had to run right away, but glad you stopped. This DWX is pretty sweet. Those red dirt triggers seem nice, and toolless guide rod. Yeah, you can trick them out. I mean, I don't know. I have no real intentions in doing a whole lot to mine. I like the gun, but I don't know. I like my Tactical Sport Orange 2 a little bit more than the DWX. No, I haven't. I want to film putting it together and haven't had time to do it. Well, it makes sense. I get it. He also decked out the Honest Outlaws DWX with a single port comp. He milled out the slide and then did this barrel cut. What the fuck is that? For what?
Flash didn't close up in my room.
Well, keep in mind it all plugs in one spot, so 15 things there is overload. I have a Hellcat I use to carry with a fantastic comp. Ports and comps are definitely here to stay. Well, y'all have a good, gotta go back on the road. Wish me luck on 41. Well, it's a shitty time of day to be on 41. Are you go north or south? South won't be so bad till you get to Milwaukee, but I mean, once you get to Oshkosh, everything north sucks. So, you guys think ports are better than comps, or comps are better than ports? I don't really carry a 9mm anymore. Well, yeah, if you're in the mountains, like you said, you know, definitely want to have enough gun, right? You don't ever want to be in a situation where you said, I wish I had something bigger. I mean, my wife tells me that. She tells me that all the time. Still waiting to hear back from X-Star. There's a few companies that we talked to there, Patriot, I'm not going to lie, that, you know, it's amazing how many people are on board with shit or say they're on board, and then they're not. Which is, it's fine. Composite size isn't important. Port's better for subcompact because they have a small footprint. I think the advantage to a compensator is the fact it doesn't affect velocity at all. It bleeds off gas after the barrel, where ports bleed gas off in the barrel, so it slows your projectiles down. I really don't know if one's better than the other, but like I said, that Safari build you see sitting up there, we're going to be doing some testing with the ports, and a comp, with a comp, so do the 3 combinations to be able to play with that. Honestly, my favorite gun is my Glock 18C. Are you an SOT for comps over ports? Yeah, comps tend to load more weight on the end for the barrel. Can help muzzle flip. I think with compensators, you have to have the right rounds, cartridges, to get the most out of it. Because you want to bleed off the gas, right? So you got to have enough gas to it. Where the ports, they don't seem to be as finicky that way. So if you have a comp gun and you're loading for it, you can really get some benefits. But I don't know. I know on a lot of the race guns you'll see ports and comps. I need to send my main gun out. I need them to do some mill work on the frame, and while they have it, I'll do the ports in it. Mine is strictly comp. I get weird about sending guns out when they're going to be gone for a while. Something that only takes a few weeks, I'm cool with it. But a CZ Custom, they said it'd be at least 10 weeks they'll have it. So I've been talking to Xtar. He got all my information, FFL information. He said he has to get it approved by Xtar. That was over a week ago. Yeah. I wouldn't mind having people send me free firearms. Yeah, I know what a Glock 18C is. That's why I asked if you were an SOT, because there's very few of them that are transferable. Very, very few. I mean, like less than probably 50 on the market. So really, the only way to get an 18C is to be an SOT, and then you can have one. But that's why I asked if you were an SOT. I think I'll do like a 5-minute warning. You have an explosives license? There you go. I think we've talked about this before, but I still always ask. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Actual Glock 18 would be a pretty cool toy. Do you have a threaded barrel for it? Do you run a can on it? So what do you guys think about pistol mounted red dots? What's the minimum a person should spend to have a quality one for a pistol? And what do you think's a good one to buy? It's one thing I don't have a lot of experience with is slide mounted red dots. I have a few firearms that are all needing one. My daughter and son's 22s both need a dot. That Safari build we're doing needs a dot. Raging Bullets, how are you doing, man? I appreciate you stopping in. Be sure to double tap that screen if you haven't. And then that DWX I have needs a dot. Olight M3 MOA. Have you had good luck with Olights? I've heard a lot of good things about the Gideon. I've heard a lot of things about the Gideon too. They're more expensive ones. What is there, like their Storm, I think, or their Granite? You know, that's almost the price range as a Vortex or a Hollow Sun. Not too expensive and very reliable. I don't think I've even looked at any Olights. It says something I don't have a lot of experience with is, what's your take on high points? We are doing some topics on it. High point's okay. I mean, it's better than no gun. They have an incredible warranty. If you break it, they fix it, no questions asked, and they send the gun home with an extra magazine. they work. It's a firearm people have a lot of issues with because the slide is so heavy on them that if you don't have a good a form, lock your wrist, you'll lip wrist it and they cause issues, but they work. I mean, the more modern high points, the triggers aren't even that bad. I'm not going to say they're great, but they're not bad. So, would I buy one? I mean, it doesn't really serve a purpose, but I tell somebody to buy a PSA over a high point. No, I tell them to buy a high point over a PSA. Their rifles, was it their 955? Their actual high point rifles. That's interesting. They work. Their high point AR-15s. We had an opportunity to shoot them. I mean, they're assembling them. They're not making them, but I think I got that same one I bought my oldest was the 10 millimeter threaded barrel, goofy sights, a little bit different texture frame. I should get that for him. We should make content with it too. A 10 millimeter wasn't bad. Like I said, I bought it. It was a birthday present for my oldest son. He was disappointed, because he got a high point. He thought he was getting something cool, but he had, for years he'd been asking for a 10 millimeter, so I bought him a 10 millimeter. I thought he'd be happy, and he's not. He wasn't impressed with that at all, but the gun worked. It shot well. It cycled. It hit what we were aiming at. Their carbines are a little they're a little goofy looking, but they work. And like you're saying, they're accurate. That's been my experience with them. I hear a lot of people talking about Siley. It's another one. I'm back. I had to get my son from a birthday party. There you go. Hopefully he had fun at the birthday party. We're down to about a minute or so. I'm going to end it at 4 o'clock. So if you guys haven't, man, consider subscribing. I know most of you are. If you haven't, consider double tapping the screen, checking out some of the content. Obviously, check out other people's content. Everybody, that's to be said. Support one another. Be kind of some of the coolest people sometimes that way. John, I think you have to go to work yet, so you stay cool, man. Enjoy that shift. Enjoy that new baby and stuff too. The days are precious, man. So, but that's about all I got. So, I thank all of you for jumping in here with me, hanging out, chatting. It's good seeing y'all, and I enjoy it. But with that, gentlemen, ladies, things, you guys have a good night, good day, good weekend, and I'll see you another time.